Okay, here's my hot take. I haven't seen this before or listened to it before, but it was sent to me by my friend Jack. I can get to play. Judaism's top 10 questions about Christianity.
First, I should say, by the way,
It's 25 minutes long.
that I didn't conduct a scientific poll to actually discover the top 10 questions in Judaism about Christianity. I really have no idea what they are, and I'm sure no one else in the world does either.
Well, that's a great start to a video.
But what I did was I put together what I think are 10 important questions. I'm sure that if we were to sit together and brainstorm, we could find another 10. But these are 10, I think, important questions that we would have about Christianity. Number one problem is that Jesus failed to fulfill the biblical criteria for the Messiah.
Stop. No. He failed to fulfill the Pharisaic expectation of what the Messiah would be. Around the first century, they believed that there would be 4 messiahs. Some sects believe in 4 messiahs. Some thought that there would be a warrior king as well as a prophet. Messiah just means the anointed one. Cyrus the Great held that title. King David held that title. The Gospels clearly lay out that the apostles even had it wrong. Peter had it wrong. My kingdom is not of this earth. He came first as a suffering servant, and there were many mysteries within the prophecies and things that the people didn't understand. He explained, and he brought in a new era. So that's a problem for Jews, not for the church. And when I talk about the church, I am not including American Christianity or any forms of Protestantism. So I don't want to hear anything about the rapture or creationism or anything like that.
The Bible, our Tanakh, the Jewish scriptures, have a very clear picture of a king who will come from the line of David, and he will reign as the king of Israel during the future utopian perfection of the world. Meaning,
yeah, that's going to happen. But the line of David, yeah. Utopian king. See, this is different from Orthodox Jews that I've talked to, where they say, no, he's just going to set up the actual proper state. But remember, the Christ, which is the Greek word for Messiah or Mashiach or Anointed One, same idea, is a light to all nations. Who was it whose actions caused the entirety of the world to read the Tanakh along with the New Testament? Was it Christ and his apostles? Was it the movement that he started? I think it was.
our Bible speaks very clearly with hundreds of passages about a world that will be transformed in the future. That the Jewish nation is going to be reunited. The 10
I don't know about that. Well, you know, the Jews, whenever they encountered these nations, they tended to Judaize them. Remember, the northern 10 tribes, I'll leave out, well, you have Ephraim and Manasseh, but I'll leave out Dan and Levi since they were split, and then Benjamin was absorbed by Judah. They were southern Judaized. They weren't really lost. The Samaritans have bloodlines. We know this through DNA. They are Ephraim and Manasseh.
Lost tribes of Israel will come back. We're going to get together with them, with the rest of
The Samaritans want to make peace with you. Why don't you make peace with them?
people of Israel that we now have, the tribes of Judah, and that we will return to God. The Jewish nation, the
I also encourage you to return to he who is, to the existing one, Yahon.
people of Israel are going to have a national revival, a national repentance. We're going to return to God, and the Torah tells us that when that happens, God will return us to our home.
Notice how they use the term. How he uses the term Torah. Torah can mean, we commonly use Torah, the English-speaking world, to mean the first 5 books of Moses. It can also be used to describe the 10 Commandments. It can be used to describe the Tanakh, the Old Testament, or it can be even used to describe what's in the Talmud, or the Kabbalah, or, God forbid, the Todet Yoshu.
Land, meaning that God will gather the exiles of the nation of Israel from all over the world. How do we know this? Because again, the Torah, the Tanakh, tells us this dozens of times.
See how I use that interchangeably?
You don't need to be an explorer with an electron microscope.
And you don't need to be a scholar to realize that the Jews believed that God expelled them from the land for a reason, that it was wrong for the Jews to set up a secular, quasi-secular state in Palestine.
To find these references, the Tanakh speaks about it clearly, overtly, numerous times.
Clearly?
That there's going to be a national return from the exile. We're going to come back to our homeland.
Well, the Jews have been doing that, but is that your homeland? I thought God took it away from you. Just like he did under Nebuchadnezzar.
Torah says to us that when we come back to our land, we're going to rebuild our temple, and we're going to live in our land in peace, and we will function as the nation that God intended us to be.
God did not instruct a temple. He instructed a tabernacle. And worship was surrounded the ark.
And to create the nation, the people of Israel, to import high-tech products to the rest of the world. That's important, but it's not the reason that we came into existence. God said to Abraham that your people are going to be a blessing to the entire world, and through your people, the entire world will be blessed.
Yes. The light into the Gentiles. Who was that? That was Christ. This is 25 minutes long, by the way, so I'm going to have to do this in parts.
And right before we received the Torah at Mount Sinai, God says to us, you're going to be a holy nation and a kingdom of priests. Priests are teachers. And the prophet Isaiah tells us twice that we're going to be
So you've read Isaiah.
a light unto the nations. And
No, light into the Gentiles, yeah. And who was it that went to the ends of the earth carrying these books? Was it the Jews? No.
that's supposed to be our task in the world. We're supposed to be teachers of humanity.
Yet you dropped the ball, and the Christians picked it up, and the temple was destroyed.
That will happen when we return to our homeland from the exile and our temple is rebuilt. We're going to actually...
Your homeland is the Torah. I suggest you return to that.
function as the ambassadors of God. And then the Tanakh tells us that the world will finally come to our light. You see this, for example, in the 60th chapter of Isaiah. We're told that...
You realize that we believe that we are Israel. Ecclesia means assembly. The exact same assembly that was at the foot of Sinai.
one day, the nations of the world will come to our light. The prophet Zechariah, in his 8th chapter...
were the people who were worshiping Moloch and Baal and Ashtaroth and the Nahashtun, and that bowed down before the golden calf and were destroyed. Were they part of Israel, or were they cut off and destroyed? Now it seems like that when the temple was destroyed, and then Rabbi Akiva put all his faith in Bar Kokhba or Bar Kusiba, and then that was sign enough that God had expelled you from the land and kind of abandoned you, but you can always turn back to God. But then you put your faith in people like Golda Meir and in weapons, and yeah.
It says that in that day, 10 people from every nation of the world will grab hold of the clothing of a Jew, and they're going to say, we want to follow you because we've heard God is with you. And with that,
We've heard so many stories like this in the church.
Will be the spreading of the knowledge of God to the entire world.
There's a group that already beat you to that.
Prophet Zechariah says in his 14th chapter, in that
where are the 10?
Jews, righteous, plenty of righteous Jews. So how do you know who the Messiah is? Because the Torah describes a changed world in ways that you cannot duplicate what the Tanakh predicts. When we see all of the people of Israel return to our homeland, the temple rebuilt, world peace, you can't miss that. And when those things happen, we look to Jerusalem to see who's sitting on the throne of David. That's the Messiah, and Jesus didn't do that.
My kingdom is not of this world, and he's going to come back. Bar Kokhba. Why not what about your faith in Bar Kokhba? I mean, didn't Rabbi Akiva put all his chips on Bar Kokhba? This is only 6 minutes in. I'll have to make this a series. Peace to you.